Going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Dueling Fates podcast, but not really podcast video. Maybe I don't fucking know what this is gonna be called or what we're doing here.
I don't either.
I know what we're doing here. I just don't know what the fuck this is gonna be called, so I don't know what to call it. So today, Monday, we finished the Star Wars series and review in each one of them, and today we are. Yep, I know we are. This is why I added this shit. Today we are ranking the Star Wars series, the Skywalker Saga. Both me and Geek have our own individual lists, and we're gonna go from there. Well, I think our number 11 is going to be the same.
Is it?
I'm like 1,000% sure.
I've Revenge of the... No.
Imagine.
The switch up.
For ages.
Right? It would almost be as good as Pat McAfee's Give Me Alabama. Still my favorite. Every time I see that video, I watch it 100% of the way through. It's so good. Singing Georgia's fight song and then, Give Me Alabama!
But number 11 for the Star Wars rankings. Geek, what do you got? You're the Star Wars guy here.
The Rise of Skywalker. Ugh.
I also had The Rise of Skywalker.
I don't want to put it at 11. I would like to put it at 22. I think there's fan films that are better. I think every TV show ever made that involves Star Wars is better. I think I've thought about better Star Wars multiple times a day. Like, I think between 10 and 11, there's about 8,000 feet of literal dog shit. That's just my perspective. Yeah, fuck that movie, dog.
The problem with Rise of Skywalker, we got into it in the review, is that it erases everything from the previous film because JJ said no, or Disney got scared of all the fan reactions, and they decided to back up the fucking truck, and they spent most of the movie doing that instead of progressing the story, making an actual story. And it's 2.5 hours of just fucking booty. Like, I think most of the Star Wars films are okay at best, no, at worst. I think this is the only one I would say this is just genuinely bad.
Yeah,
it's just bleh.
All right, you move. What's number 10?
Number 10 is it actually has the namesake of the podcast. Number 10 is The Phantom Menace.
Look at that. We agree on 2.
I told you.
We might agree on the first 4, actually. I don't know.
No, we will not.
I don't know, man. The Phantom Menace has always been considered the weakest one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, outside of pod racing and the Darth Maul fight, it's not the best. I still love it. I love all the political intrigue of Star Wars. That's why I think there's such a big gap between 10 and 11. But, man, I don't know. The Darth Maul fight almost makes me want to put it top 3. That's all I know.
That's fair. If we're doing duels, I'd be like, yeah, for sure. But
Yeah.
This is not the case.
No.
Like Phantom Menace, I really enjoyed it. I thought I would hate it when we walked into it. When we started the series, but it's surprisingly just okay. Like I said, it's okay. Like, at the very worst, Star Wars is okay. Besides Skywalker, we're gonna leave that over there and never think about it ever again, and hopefully never watch it until another decade passes us. But the Phantom Menace is just it's fun. It's not a great film. It's just a lot of fun bundled in there. I know people get bored by the fucking politics of it all, but honestly, following Qui-Gon and young Obi-Wan is just a ton of like enjoyable experience and seeing their interactions mostly. And then you have Darth Maul, who is one of the coolest characters in all of fiction, on top of it. And then it sets up all of Star Wars essentially in that one film. And again, people don't like Jar Jar. That's perfectly fine. Pod racing's cool to watch, but it's good. I want people to realize the Phantom Menace is not bad. It's literally just the worst one of a good bunch.
Yeah. I'm letting you start with number 9.
I gotta go back to back number 9.
Yeah.
Uh, I think you could see this coming from our reviews.
Oh no.
I have Solo at 9.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense. I loved Solo though. You're just dumb. When it comes to Solo, I mean, you just like being wrong for whatever reason.
No, I
That's
just
okay. And I don't mean, I'm not saying you don't have to like the movie. The reason you said you didn't like it is what you're wrong about.
I get that. That's your own fucking opinion. Ooh, excuse me.
Bro just doesn't
Besides
like
it-
Han Solo. He likes
No,
to pretend he
I
doesn't like
don't.
that this is fake Han Solo. It's just Han Solo. He's just mad.
I also just genuinely, I didn't feel super satisfied watching this. Like this is my first viewing of Solo, and I'm like, okay, I liked other Disney Star Wars films besides Skywalker. We're gonna continue to mention Skywalker at the bottom of this list. But I thought that they would at least reach those levels of like enjoyable experience. It's almost on par with Phantom Menace. I think it's a little more communicated, so it's a tiny bit more enjoyable. Again, the Darth Maul fight scene is like great, but it doesn't make up for a whole movie of kind of like okay. And again, like I said, so like if Phantom Menace is okay, Solo is okay. I just enjoyed the comedic experience more than I enjoyed Phantom Menace.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a lot. The grimace in your face is
No, it's fine.
terrifying.
That's not what it's about. At number 9, I have A New Hope. I'm sorry, man. Actually, I'm not. That was, dude.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
People are gonna be so upset with me, and I still love A New Hope. But oh my god, I spent 30 minutes watching droids walk through a fucking desert. I'm so bored.
Mhm.
Some film bro who's only ever watched Star Wars and Christopher Nolan's gonna tell me I just lack patience. No, actually, it's just actually boring for like a lot of the movie. Once it picks up, A New Hope's incredible, but I can't get over that be outside of The Rise of Skywalker, A New Hope being the one that felt like the most of a chore to watch.
Mhm.
And I just can't get over that. This is what I was struggling with when I was writing this down before we started recording, by the way. I was like, can I do it? I have to. I have to do it.
I want you to start with number 8 then, since you
Attack of the
gave us-
Clones.
Really, because when we started this whole journey, you were so excited to talk about Attack of the Clones. You're like, I love the love story. I love
Attack of the
Geonosis.
Clones, but it's a weak
No.
movie.
But you were like, I was expecting top 5. Be like
Oh no.
not
No, because
towards
it's
the
still a
bottom of the
weak
fucking
movie.
list.
It's still a weak movie. It just is.
It's not though. We'll get into that later, obviously.
No, it is
Like,
though.
My
Like
perspective.
it
I
still
wanna hear your-
is. I just
What's your
I
perspective?
love.
on it?
Okay. Attack of the Clones. I don't know. It's weird because I was waffling between this and number 7 also, because it's another movie that I told you I really enjoyed, but I have one major problem with. This movie just does a really awful job of a lot of things. Like, it explains. Wow. It shows us Anakin and Obi-Wan's relationship in a great way. It shows us Anakin and Padme's relationship in a great way. It doesn't build up Palpatine's manipulation that well. The clones are worked in really confusingly, and they had to make a whole show about how to make that all make sense because it was full of weird decisions. Made like 8 seasons of a TV show to make up for a bad idea in this movie. Or a poorly executed idea, I should say, in how they brought the clones in. Man, if people think Phantom Menace is boring because of political things, literally 85% of this movie is spent in the Senate, which I enjoy. But I also understand that that's not what people want to see from their Star Wars.
Yeah.
And I have always said that Geonosis battle, not the actual Dooku fight, just the Geonosis arena battle, is one of my favorite things to watch. It's just fun. But, like, as I've said, outside of the number 11 spot, I don't really think any of these are bad. They're good movies with one or two major issues. And you know what my issue is with the next movie, but that's not important. What's your number 8?
My number 8 is A New Hope.
Okay. Yeah. I figured it'd be down there.
like you said, the pacing is fucking horrid. It's like it's whiplash. You go from 30 minutes walking with droids doing fucking nothing, and then we go from saving Princess Leia in Death Star. I think they get Leia to the Falcon by like 10-15 minutes, like after they infiltrate the Death Star, which is half the amount of time we take the droids. And then the rest of the film takes place. It's just whiplash of fucking pacing. The characters, like we said in the review, suck dick because none of them are fucking developed. Because George doesn't know how to develop characters unless on the screen at least he knows how to do it in writing. Apparently, when you look at Empire and fucking Return, but like, it's just not all that great of a well-made film. It's fun to watch. It has some of the most classic film moments in history. It's just like you said, it's a chore to watch. Solo was just not that fun to me. I think that's why I ranked under. That's the only reason it's this high is because Solo, Phantom Menace, and Skywalker are just meh. Lucky number 7.
I have The Last Jedi, which is a little higher than I expected to put it. What are you doing?
Nothing.
I mean, everybody acknowledges that my take on Luke is yeah, there you go. He's acknowledging my take about Luke in this movie. Which, I'm the only person who it feels like I'm the only person who dislikes Luke in this movie and has a real valid reason for why. You know what all of the discourse around it is always some dumb bullshit when really it's like, no, it's just the exact way they went about it. If you just change one thing, it's perfect. Like actually. And it's just explaining why he's there. He can have fucked off because he tried to kill Ben. That makes sense to me. Mm-hmm. It's just the going into hiding. It's like, no, he'd be trying to find a way to... Because to me, we've gone over this, but I'm willing to go over it a third time. I don't care. Luke's powerful enough, he would have known it wasn't actually Snoke. He would have known it was Palpatine. And he'd be looking for a way to beat him. And all you'd have to say is that's what he was doing. He didn't run away. He was searching for the answer. And boom, it's all better. Which I know would change a little bit of the way Luke acts in this movie. But I also don't know if it would. Because I think he would go with the, it is time for the Jedi to end. At least what they were.
Yeah.
And, I'm cool. You wouldn't have to change it that much. Just, a little bit. And it would have been a masterpiece. But instead, it offends me. And I can't get over it. It's probably because you're going to put Rogue One and I'm going to fucking scream.
It is Rogue One.
They're so dumb. Actually, though. Oh. How?
So, I'm ranking this purely on how much I enjoyed the film. I can go in the criticism and be like, yes, Rogue One would technically be higher because of all these, cinematic bullshit and, be an asshole about it and go in my cinephile mode. But in my enjoyment of this, I'm stressed, but there's movies that I feel stressed in a good way. I watched, you haven't probably watched the film, but I watched Long Legs. I'm stressed about the whole film, but I'm meant to feel that stress because of the eeriness of the film. This I feel stress, but I don't feel like there's no backing to the stressedness. I think it's ruined. It's not ruined. It's a good film, obviously, but it's the stressedness level is ruined more because I know the outcome because A New Hope exists before this. If this was in anywhere in between, if I probably went back and was yes, there's no New Hope after this. I when I went to originally watch it back in 2016, where I was not really thinking about New Hope or really diving that deep in. I probably okay, a lot better than I am right now, but the enjoyment level here just wasn't there for me. I mean, there are great performances and it's a fun film. I feel like it's on the weaker side of things when it comes to Star Wars.
I disagree with all of that, but okay.
I know. We'll talk. I know you're gonna go on a fucking tirade.
No, probably not. I don't know if I have the energy for a tirade anymore.
Yeah.
What's that? Number 6 is next then?
That'd be number 6.
Time to offend Grayson. I have Solo.
No, it's like basically in the middle. I
Yeah.
mean, makes sense.
I told you I enjoy Solo, but it's not like
Uh-huh.
it's up here. It's just like I enjoy it. I'd rather watch Solo than like on just a random Tuesday. I'd rather watch Solo than all the movies I put below it. Just on a random Tuesday. If I only get to put on one movie, I'd pick Solo over all the others that I've said so far. That's about all the justification I got. Also, Amelia Clarke and Darth Maul, so wins.
At number 6, I have episode 6.
Fair.
I like Ewoks. It's a fun movie. Overall, a little weak in the ending of things. Like when you watch 4 and 5, you're thinking like epic fucking. Again, 1983. You're kind of restricted by what you can do, but like you expect a whole different fucking film. But like it's fun. I think it's ruined more because they made it more child friendly.
It's fair.
Rather
I was going
than
to say,
going-
I love the actual ending. It's the first
yeah.
2 hours that I am a little annoyed by.
That's what I'm saying. It's more they made it child friendly instead of going into the dark depths of like where it could have gone. Which is why it's like in the median for me. I enjoy it. I love it a lot. It used to be my favorite of the trilogy.
Plus,
You know, whatever it is,
Obi-Wan taught
obviously.
you well is still my favorite line maybe in all of Star Wars. Luke just standing up on that fucking rafter thing and Obi-Wan has taught you well, and then he throws the fucking it's shit like that where I go, damn, George really did have it all planned out. But then
George
like the
was
next
forgetting.
line confuses you and you're like, wait, did he plan any of it? I don't actually know. Like, it's wild how from line to line you go from George is a genius to, dude, did he even have a rough draft? Like, fuck.
I still think of like that moment. I'm just like thinking like being like, this motherfucker.
This little bitch.
But like
No,
I enjoyed
my favorite now is I saw somebody cut it with the scream from the Kenobi show of like Vader's broken voice and Anakin's voice coming through at the same time, just screaming Obi-Wan. I heard that somebody put that in that scene. I was like, yeah, like right as he throws the saber, just screaming that. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. That feels right. Now we got number 5. I'll do it. Return of the Jedi.
Hey,
It's
the hard part.
yeah. We literally just talked about it. That's why I wanted to do it. So what's your number 5?
My number 5. I think you're forgetting what movies we have left in my list.
Probably. I haven't paid attention.
At number 5, I have Attack of the Clones.
Okay. Whatever, man.
I love a love story. Like I love watching rom-coms. It's one of the best love stories. I know it's cringy as fuck, but like I love it dearly. You have also Jango Fett versus Obi-Wan, which is a fucking fun ass fight.
And I mean, you
battle
do
of
get the
Geonosis.
most iconic line in Star Wars.
Yeah,
I don't like
absolutely.
sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating. Gets everywhere.
And honestly, the only like part I have, like issue I really have, like super with the film, is more the character of like Padme being okay with Anakin slaughtering people. But other than that, I watched this. I enjoyed every second of it. It was so much fun to go back and watch, and I thought I was gonna hate it because I'm like, man, this is just shit. Absolutely enjoyed the experience. Is it a great film? Not really. Like if I want to break it down, but in a fun, enjoyable experience, it's gonna stay here at 5.
All right, give me your 4.
My quattro. My quattro is The Last Jedi. This used to be like 2.
Drug addict. No, honestly, it should be like top 2 or 3, but I don't know. I can't get over it, so it's fine.
I think 4 through 1 are as close to a masterpiece as Star Wars can get. And
yeah, so do I, but our 4 through 1s are very different. But mine is the correct answer. Yes.
Anyways, Last Jedi, like you, I'm not as big of a Star Wars fan as you, so I don't really have much of a problem with the Luke conundrum. I enjoyed the experience. I I had a lot of fun. I liked the fucking messages in this film. I like the leaps and bounds that Ryan Johnson took in this film. I Rey is at her best in Last Jedi, which Rey is one of my favorite characters in all of Star Wars. I'm still okay. I thought I flagged out for a second. You were staying still. Oh, but like, and then Kylo and Rey's relationship in this film fucking hits so fucking hard, and I absolutely love it. I adore this film, and I don't really have many drawbacks to it. Like, I think it's maybe the Rose fucking knocking Finn out of the way issue.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's
the thing that
annoying.
cracks down. What's your quattro, my guy?
The Force Awakens. Force Awakens. I mean, we did full reviews of these, so I don't really feel like I have much to say here.
Called elaboration.
Yeah, I don't want to just repeat myself, which is all I've done all day. But I don't know, man. The Force Awakens is awesome. I can't get over. I will never get over. Like, this was the first Star Wars movie that came out in theaters when I was old enough to like give a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so it's always going to be special for that. Like, obviously, I watched Revenge of the Sith in theaters. I was like 7. Like, I don't know, man. I have almost no memory of anything like pre 2014. So like, I got nothing for you there. So yeah, Force Awakens is like the first one I truly remember seeing in theaters, and I don't know, it's such a good movie, and I will never get over. This was the best time to be a Star Wars fan because the fandom menace didn't explode yet. Like, because everybody was just chilling, making theories about what they thought was going to happen, and like everything was just chill.
Mm-hmm.
Before the dark times.
Last Jedi literally shifted.
Dude, it so did. Unfortunately.
It broke cinema. That's what it did.
Yeah.
It broke cinema. It didn't fucking break Star Wars. It broke cinema.
Unfortunately, yeah. It did.
It did, didn't it?
But yeah, Force Awakens a 4.
Like it. I rock with it. Trace, my guy. I want.
Oh, you want my 3?
Yeah.
Empire.
Geek, we agree.
Hey, we haven't done that since like number 10.
Yeah.
Let's go.
That's fucking dope. We agree on number 3 being Empire. That's crazy. I didn't think we would.
So you've got Force. Well, yeah, I know what your 2 is, I guess. I think. Actually. But Empire. Empire good. Empire good. I'm glad you learned.
I did. This was like you said in the review, this was towards the bottom of my list when we walked into doing this, and
I feel like the Empire's striking back. Jesus Christ.
It's striking so hard. It's doing back shots right now.
Hey, yo. Oh, God. Some of the shit you say.
Yeah, I know. But, like, I grown a sensibility. I had a lot of fun watching it. It's a great film made overall. And, like, this is, like, the perfect mix of great filmmaking on top of fun, enjoyable experience. Again, and it also kills C-3PO, which obviously was a really good thing in my book.
Jesus, that's so aggressive.
I fucking hate C-3PO, bro. Rewatching this shit makes me hate him so much.
Dude, don't bully him.
He's also British, so fuck him.
So is all of Star Wars.
No, nuh-uh. All the bad guys are British.
Yeah, and so is Obi-Wan.
Yeah, but
literally the best good guy.
It's fantastic.
So your number 2 is The Force Awakens. At least I hope.
No, number 2 is the holiday special.
Oh, true. We should have reviewed that, honestly. Yes.
No, my number 2 is The Force Awakens. Is absolutely fucking gorgeous to look at. A ton of fucking fun. Every bit of this is fucking fantastic. I enjoyed every second of my viewing experience like I was a fucking child in the theaters once again. And I still can't believe that when I was 13 years old, I fucking said, nah, fam, I ain't gonna watch this and watch some other dumb shit probably. And it's fucking fantastic.
That makes sense to me. You are pretty dumb.
I would go rewatch this 1,000 times over again. I was debating rewatching it today because I was like, I mean, we're gonna have the fucking re-rank them and rewatch it again.
True.
How's the Rogue One, my guy?
Dude, Rogue One is so good. I don't understand why you hate it so much.
I don't hate it. I think it's just fine.
That's just wrong. Dead flat wrong. It's not just fine. It's incredible. It is
Dude, this was shipped in a
almost
week.
peak Star Wars. I don't know. I love the more grounded nature of it compared to a lot of other Star Wars. What is your issue? Why are you the way that you are?
I'm just stroking my beard again.
Stop stroking it on the internet, man.
Well, it's for a different app.
It's a family-friendly show.
Is it? Is it?
Probably not. Nothing I do is, yeah, no. Of course he'll die again, but that's fine. We'll just talk about Rogue One a bit. I mean, obviously, it's great. I don't know, dude. I don't know what I'm supposed to say because nothing I say is gonna convince you, and you're just gonna be like, yeah, it's all fine, even though it's probably visually just as pretty as The Force Awakens, which you just put there. It's the best written piece of Star Wars media in total. And you can't, there's no arguing with that. There really isn't.
Are you mixing up Rogue One with Andor?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes. But Andor's probably, Andor might be the best. They're 1 and 2. They're 1A, 1B. Whatever order I decide that day, I would probably give it to Andor. 2 of those monologues like nearly bring me to tears every time they do them. So, all right. At number 1, obviously, we have the Clone Wars movie.
Yeah, absolutely. It's fucking fantastic, man. Baby Jabba. Yeah.
That movie might have actually been hated more than The Last Jedi on release.
I tried rewatching it. It's ass.
People hated Ahsoka too so much. It's wild how much that changed.
I think people like Ahsoka too much now.
Probably. I don't know. I'm a big Ahsoka fan, but
I don't think you did not catch my
no, I
drift
did. I'm ignoring your drift. Your drift is bad.
My name is DK Drift King.
No, your name is DK
Metcalf. What?
Yeah, I don't know. So Revenge of the Sith, I mean, it's actually just peak Star Wars. Visually stunning, incredible lightsaber duels, some wonky dialogue, but I mean, you let George Lucas write something, you're bound to get some goofiness. Really well acted. I mean, Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor are awesome. Natalie Portman's great. He's finally back again. Ian McDiarmid is fucking incredible all the time.
Unlimited power.
Well, that's a little less incredible, but it also tracks. Unlimited. Bah! Yeah.
You peeked for me.
Why did I peek for you? Oh, Discord with their fucking suppression. Fuck you, Discord. It wasn't even that loud.
I heard all that.
Yeah, that was louder. I don't understand. Bah!
No, Revenge of the Sith is literally Shakespeare came to life and said, fuck it, I'm gonna make a fucking tragic Star Wars tale and nailed it on the fucking head. Like, nailed it. Like,
George has always called Star Wars a space opera. He finally made one.
He did, absolutely.
It took 6 tries, but he finally got there. Good work, George.
It's absolutely fucking fantastic in every single sense of the word. It's
except for Palpatine's manipulation. George was never good at manipulation, apparently.
Well, Filoni saved that. It's okay.
Right. So I brought that up when I was talking about Attack of the Clones. I was like, this does a great job setting up Anakin and Padme's relationship. Anakin and Obi-Wan's relationship. Horrible job at setting up the manipulation by Palpatine. You should they literally had to create 8 seasons of a TV show and an entire other movie to make it make sense. Which is true.
We did.
But yeah, outside of that, it's Star Wars. They all have flaws. There's nothing perfect here.
It's as perfect of a masterpiece of Star Wars. Yeah, of Star Wars media. It's a masterpiece of Star Wars media. I would not say it's a masterpiece.
I think that about my 1 through 4. I know you do too. We just disagree about what.
That is our ranking of the Star Wars series, and we won't have to talk about it again until Jake forces me to watch the fucking TV shows again.
You've never watched any of them. It's not again if it's the first time.
That's a fair point. Anyways, this is releasing between the last episode of the Star Wars and the Grunge, so we'll see you guys for the Grunge review. Thank God I'm editing this shit.
Grunge? Start over. Grudge.
The Grudge review. Yeah, we'll see you guys for the Grudge review. I'm thinking about fucking fucking
He hosts 2 podcasts, by the way. We're not counting the one that has only released 1 episode in 2024.
That's fair. I think about fucking Nirvana over here, apparently. We'll talk about the Grudge on Monday to start off the Halloween month of
Halloween. How fucking southern twang on that one, bro. You're from Chicago. Chill out.
Chicago. This is releasing in October, so fuck you. And that's how we will start our horrific month of horror. Stay tuned. We have a bunch of things planned for that. You shut the fuck up.
This is the worst outro of all time. I'm not letting him hit you with the bye-bye. I'm just going to hit you with a may the force be with you. Sorry, that your dogs are having a intense conversation back there. Almost as intense as this one.